I talked to a man this morning who jokingly said, "I'm back in the abuser doghouse again." Back in the abuser doghouse again. Not a joke, a very serious problem. I'm Dr. David Hawkins, director of the Marriage Recovery Center and the Emotional Abuse Institute, where we talk about and work with all kinds of issues pertaining to abuse, narcissism. I have four main points that I want to unpack about this topic of being back in the abuser doghouse again. Now, what did he mean by back in the abuser doghouse again? Well, he meant he was in trouble again, and rightly so. And rightly so. He had done something harmful to his mate that reminded her of many past situations, and so he found himself back in the abuser doghouse again. Now, this can be a man, it could be a woman, anybody who is with someone who is abusive. Now, back in the abuser doghouse again, there are 4 points I want to talk about. Number one, the present is always informed by the past. The present is always informed by the past. So, in other words, what happens today in this current situation is going to be informed by all of the past situations that are similar to what happened today. So even though we might think that today is a distinct event, it's not. It's not. They are connected by a series of dominoes, so to speak, or threads that connect the past to the present, creating a story. The present is always informed by the past. Now that makes sense, right? Because if something happens today, someone speaks harshly to me today, and it reminds me of previous times that they have spoken harshly to me, then this event is not a distinct and unique event. It's connected to past events where you've spoken harshly to me. And while the person may have a reaction and think, "My goodness, really? You're having this reaction to what happened today?" No, not just to what happened today, by a whole series of events that are similar to today. And that brings me to my second point. An overreaction is really just an apparent overreaction. Because the present is informed by the past, it's a tidal wave. It's a tidal wave. And so the wave has been building up, or it's been influenced by many other situations. So it may look to you like I'm overreacting to your harsh word, to you getting angry, to you calling me a name, to you muttering, to you talking over me. It may look and feel like an overreaction. It's not. And so we should not be surprised. One more time, we should not be surprised with an apparent overreaction. We should not be surprised by an apparent overreaction. Because if we really understand what is going on, then it's no surprise at all. And in fact, I want to say to you, it shouldn't be a surprise. None of this should be a surprise if you are awake and alert and mindful. But to the person who's in the abuser doghouse again, they in all likelihood are not alert and awake and alive and mindful. And they see what happened a few minutes ago as a distinct event, not connected to a whole series of previous events. They haven't put things in perspective. And so they're surprised. And then they turn it back on you, like, really? You're going to have this reaction to that event? And what I hope you say is, no, it's not just a reaction to this event. It's tied to a whole series of previous events. It's tied to my emotional history, your emotional history, our emotional history. It all makes sense. An apparent overreaction is an apparent overreaction. It's not really an overreaction. Point number 3. Again, because the present is informed by the past and because the overreaction is only an apparent overreaction, this reactivity or reaction is an opportunity for perpetrator and victim alike to explore what's going on. This spot fire, so to speak, is an opportunity for you to sit down and to be gently curious. Ooh, I love those words, gently curious. Tell me why you're having this reaction. Tell me what's going on for you. I want to understand what's alive in you. By the way, are you hearing the word empathy? Yeah. This is an opportunity for empathy. So this situation is an opportunity for perpetrator and victim alike to explore the underlying wounds. And there's a new opportunity, which is quite beautiful, a new opportunity to let the wound breathe, to explore the ramifications of the wound, and then now, bringing point number 4, what is needed. I call it a robust conversation. Robust just means a full conversation. Let's talk about what just happened. Let's talk about my actions. I want to bring my empathy to this conversation. I want to bring my validation to this conversation. I want to bring my ownership to this conversation. Let me say that again because it's so critically important. We all are capable of making matters worse. So we have this situation that's been informed by the past. It looks like an overreaction. It's not. It's an opportunity to explore these wounds. And now, if I want to do what's right and what's healthy and what's good, I bring empathy to this situation. I bring gentle curiosity. I bring validation. It makes sense. This makes sense that you would have this reaction. I don't play the forgiveness card. Oh, you need to forgive. You need to let go. You need to stop thinking about the past. The past is the past. That is never okay to talk that way. Never. Never, never, never. If a person is having a reaction, they're having a reaction. And you bring your loving kindness to that situation. You bring your empathy to that situation, your understanding to that situation, your validation to that situation, and your ownership. What have you done that's contributed to their reaction? All right, can you see that this is an opportunity for healing? So again, the present is informed by the past, always. An overreaction number 2, an overreaction is just that, an apparent overreaction that's not an overreaction at all. Number 3, this is an opportunity for healing. And number 4, the opportunity will occur if you bring empathy and validation and understanding and ownership. And if you'll do those steps, then the future may really be different than the past. You will cut the link to the past because you're not still perpetrating harm, and you will not end up in the abuser doghouse again. All right. As always, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you'll click the link to subscribe. I'm Dr. David Hawkins from the Marriage Recovery Center and the Emotional Abuse Institute, and we are here to help you. And we've got a client care team ready to take your calls. Click on that link to subscribe and get access to our many other videos. And we are here to help you.